For us, every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon, to make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy, that daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm in London that can help you with all aspects of your legal work. If you are looking at immigrating to the United Kingdom, Stewart & Co. can help you to set up business, buy houses in the UK, and will deal with all your legal works from start to finish.
For all your general immigration work, we can help you with that as well. If you apply for any form of visa, whether student visas, settlement visas, marriage visas, or a child wanting to come to the United Kingdom to settle with the family, we can help you to achieve your goals.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm specializing in conveyancing, immigration, litigation, family law, personal injury, licensing, no win, no fee. Contact us today at www.sk-solicitors.com.
And do small or big projects with the same dedication and commitment as we do. With a reputation as the leading printing company in the country, when it comes to major projects and innovative solutions, we always deliver in high quality, thus receiving the trust and confidence of our clients. From the moment your order is placed to when it is delivered, we believe in exceeding expectations from the sales manager to the production team, the account manager, and the person delivering your material. We have state-of-the-art equipment and a highly experienced and competent workforce that enables us to deliver top-quality work on time. At reasonable prices, we provide our clients with multiple solutions right from conceptualizing, designing, printing, binding, publishing, and distribution. For all your printing requirements, we are strategically located at the Sankumsila Highway, the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation. We print what you desire.
In communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel, Yai Baram.
Sampap deena déedéet daf ma yónni woon ma joué ko pay bi waaw yàlla def mu gagné jàppoon $100,000 la
la ilaha illallah
te yow xam nga ne sama papa dafa amee cardiaque
yow da ngaa dof yow xam nga luy $100,000
am naa ko kay man naa lu ñëw bëggoon nga dimbali ci
demal na nga def damaa toog rek sama xel mi ne ci yow xam nga bërki démb li daal si benn waay fee waaw ma romb ko rek bërki démb waaw muy yuuxu di tëb ma ni kii lu ko dal ñu ne ma daal ci loto gaming Gambie bi la laal
jar na ko
laal na ci lu di waaw
xam nga dafa am quarté am kente am tiercé waaw maanaam nag tey jii
waaw
kente bi la te jackpot bee passé xaalis
kente mooy lan
kente maanaam mooy juróomi fas yi
waaw beneen bi
am na quarté mooy ñeenti fas yi ak tiercé tey nag xaalis bi daa gën a yokk
lu tax
ndax jackpot bële dañ kaa tegaat ci bii maanaam juróomi fas yi boo ko jàppee ci ordre mooy risque nga désordre bi sax day fay bu ma ko jàppoon
yooyu moom noonu la demee da ngay dem rek jouer
am na lu ma yaakaar
man gis naa seen kii yi kees yu ndaw yi ci biir dëkk bi
laay
mais daal dama ni lii moom amul xaalis da nga ciy def sa xaalis da am
jël wecce rek sànni ko fa xool jëmbat la laa ilaha illallah yow li nga wax ni tey ji bu yàlla dogaloon ma gañe ko lu mu gàtt
fi mu toll nii boo gañe woon $100,000
waaw lu may def
waaw nooy def
xam nga yow sama xarit nga
waaw
damay fexe nga rey say noonu
ci nan
lu mu gàtt $50,000
waay
Thierno woowee ambulance
lan la lu xew ni
sa baay gay dee na
sama papa gay lu ko rey
$100,000 laa ne ko boo ma gañaloon si li ma la yónni dama ko koy jox mu daanu ni sama kaw
man waxuma ko mu waxee woon la ko noonu yow la ko waroon informé ndax yow yaa ko gañe yaa gañe jàppoon.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
fay lempo warugal la si képp koo xam ne doomi réew mi nga ak ñu fi dëkk bu fekkee ne ci at mi sa koom-koom weesu na $2,000 mbete weer bu nekk di nga am lu tollu si $2,000 lempo si la nguur gi di sukkandeku ngir liggéey yokkute réew mi GRA mooy banxaas bu nguuri Gambia sas ngir mu fayeku lépp luy lempo ci biir réew mi ba tax na GRA di yëgal faykati lempo yi ne warugal la pour ñu fay lu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment maanaam bépp contract bu waay joxe te si biir réew mi la ñu toog kon xaalis si contract bi ngeen nangotoo war nga cee wàññi ci xayma téeméer bu nekk fukka bu fekkee ne contracto bi dëkkut ci biir réew mi bu boobaa di nga war a wàññi téeméer bu nekk fukka ak juróom lii mooy lempo bu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment lii mooy lempo bi nga xam ne yow mi joxe contract warugal la nga wëlbatiku dem fay ko ci maakaani GRA tax office bu la gën a jege mbete ci banque yi GRA jagleel pour fay lempo war ngaa jébal lempo bi si diiri fukki fan ak juróom gannaaw bi nga wàññee ci xaalis si contract.
Every young Gambian dreams of a university degree. He wants a good paying job after graduation, a pretty wife, and ultimately own a dream home.
What if I can't afford my desired dream home?
And that is why you need to visit Universal Properties.
We specialize in customer satisfaction. We listen to every of our clients' needs when we show the properties to our clients. Before you know it, you hear the client saying,
I like this house.
This is the room that cuts my heart.
And most of the time, they cling to the door, never to let go. Most clients want to close the deal right there. And that is why we always have their contracts in the trunk of our cars. We work at our client's pace. No haggle, no hassle.
We're waiting for you at our office in Caraba Avenue here in the Gambia.
Have you run out of cash power? Do you want to transfer funds to your family? Or do you want salary advance without coming to the bank? Your banking services have just been brought to you on your mobile phone. Download and install from your App Store or Google Play Trust Bank's mobile app. Simply search for TBL mobile app and follow the instructions. You can access the following services: funds transfer, cash power purchase, forex rates enquiries, mobile airtime top-up, mini statement, balance enquiry. TBL app is the only app that allows you to take salary advance and many more. You can also interact with your customers using our USSD code by dialing *533#. At Trust Bank, we bring innovation that is useful to you, our valued customer. With our mobile app and USSD, banking is at your fingertips. Trust Bank Limited, proudly Gambian.
Sophie meew la bu sell te neex baax na ci halal ak mag yépp am na calcium iron protein ak vitamine yu bari Sophie full cream powder milk la am na 20 gram 200 gram ak 400 gram ku ko ñam dootu ko bàyyi Sophie proudly Gambian.
Better and stronger as the sole ground operator at the Banjul International Airport. With an expansion in travel services, customers are assured of GIA's capacity to cater for all their travel needs, provided by professional, experienced, and ever-smiling staff. GIA's Hajj package and services, by far the best in the country, give the customers the opportunity for a memorable Hajj experience. For a more efficient cargo services, GIA means business as it launches its new multi-million-dollar ultra-modern cargo complex to revitalize and stimulate air transport. GIA, the pride of the Gambia.
When we touch down, better broke down.
With Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
Hello and welcome to another KERR FATOU. Of course, tonight is a very special KERR FATOU. For the first time in my studio, I have 4 honorable gentlemen who are running the affairs of this country. And I think it's a very, very important time to have a national dialogue, to have a conversation about discussions that are very tough in our living rooms. KERR FATOU aramisa bi nga contente bake nga alfal sutujang minister sabani obviously government spokesperson honorable Ahmad Ba, honorable Mbalo, honorable Ibrahim Silla, and honorable Sankare. Welcome to KERR FATOU.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Just like I have said earlier, we are going to have a conversation. I think for the first time the government is coming out to address seriously this issue about the 3 years Jotna protest that is really building a lot of momentum in our society. And just like every other Gambian, myself, I have said this government is always reacting to issues instead of coming out and having a conversation. When we voted for this government, we wanted change. We want people who can always dialogue with us. And that has been the beginning. It has been like that. I remember going to the Honorable Minister's office 2 days ago and said, Honorable Minister, now when we come to you guys, you don't come to us. And this was not the relationship before. And of course, I am happy to host all of you today to have this conversation. A lot of people are worried. What is going to happen to tourist season, what is going to happen to the economy, which is depending on the tourist season. But of course, we know the farming season is not going to be very good. The rainy season has not been good, and there's been, even when there was rains, we have seen how houses were destroyed. Farmers are struggling right now, and now we are looking forward to a good tourist season. Last year was good, but what is going to be an obstacle to that is something that the government, for the first time, is going to address, this 3 years Jotna. But before I start with other ministers, I want to start with Honorable Bab. You are a party leader, and it was 2 years ago when you party leaders sat down and come up with an agreement. You agreed on 3 years to have a coalition leader who will resign from his party and represent the country for the next 3 years. This was the platform you presented to every Gambian, and you campaigned on it. Even though I have said this to Halifa Sallah, I have said this to Mai Fati, I have said this to Usainu Dabo. You guys are seasoned lawyers. None of you can tell, we cannot tell you about the Constitution, but you decided to go for 3 years. And this is what the Gambians bought from you guys. And today, we are in this dilemma. I have always said it. My blame goes to the coalition leaders. And Honorable, today we are in this dilemma thanks to the coalition leaders. And of course, a few months ago, you guys had a meeting and you were trying to, I called it reviving the coalition. And there was a series of meetings at the KERR Hotel. Up to now, nobody has updated Gambians as to what was the agreement. What is the status of that meeting?
Thank you, Fatou. Once again, I appreciate being with you and coming to KERR FATOU. And I've been watching some of your programs with keen interest. And I also appreciate the way you balance your information when it comes to matters of national interest. And I think, to be honest with you, I was not available today, but my colleague Silla just insisted that I have to really be in this interview. I even wanted to post another day, but he insisted it has to be today. It's true that we agreed at the time to have a 3-year transitional program, so that at the end of that program, we'll have fresh elections. The president would resign and we have fresh election at the end of the 3 years transitional program. Why did we agree for 3 years?
Why did you agree?
Yes, I'm coming. That's what I want to explain to you. You see, it's important that Gambians understand these issues. At the time, 3 years ago, when we were agreeing on this, we thought fully we would have been able to reform, do all the things that we needed to do within the 3 years transitional period. What we found when we came in, as we speak now, will be 3 years in December, the Constitutional Review Commission, up to this moment, have not presented their report to government, for government to look at it and then put it to a referendum. We're talking about 2020 for that to happen. As we speak now, the TRRC have not even gone halfway for us to get to know. As we speak now, the security reform program, as I'm speaking now, they are meeting yesterday, they met till 7 o'clock. As we speak now, some of the draconian laws that affected you and others are still in our statutory books. The process is still on. As we speak now, amending some of the criminal code, some of the things that were put in by Jammeh's government are still not finalized. Fatou, if Barrow was to resign 3 years from now, what are we going to do? On the basis of what constitution are we going to conduct election? On the basis of what voter register are we going to conduct election? On the basis of what security system are we going to conduct elections? Our judicial reform program, we have to understand as Gambians, the most important thing is to build strong state institutions that tomorrow no leader can manipulate. Have a constitution that will be respected, that will not be used as what we have seen in the past. Be amended as we did. They had a very good constitution in the beginning. It was a carbon copy of the Ghanaian constitution, almost. But the way it was watered down brought it to what it is. I don't believe that we should rush to get to into another mess. I believe that 2 years down the line is nothing. It's 24 months. Really. At the end of January, when Barrow will be 3 years, in January 18, I don't know why they're talking about December. Barrow's 3 years will be January 18, and not December. That's the biggest mistake, again, people are talking about. He was sworn in as head of state. In January. So it should not be December as a talk they are talking about. I don't know why they're using the word December and not January. So by January, you start the referendum on the country and review all these things. By the time Gambian put, you are on elections. 2021. Next door. Why should we destroy our country? Because we just want to see somebody go.
Would you think it should have started from the coalition leaders?
Yes.
If this is something that everyone agrees that,
yes.
In fact, Fatmata Jallow Tambajang, in one of her addressing the media, said, even though we agreed on this, but we know the president, the reform agendas are not yet ready. But why is it difficult to bring together the same coalition leaders to come and address the nation?
I agree with you, Fatou. I think, to be honest, you asked about the meeting, the last coalition meeting.
Yeah.
The co-chair who was chairing that meeting, went to Saudi Arabia for the Hajj.
Yeah.
And I'm so, as soon as she's back, we're praying for her to come back in peace. This thing will be addressed. Because we are concerned that, anything that would jeopardize the peace and stability of this country will be a disaster for every Gambian. You've said it here. We're not expecting good rains. The rain pattern has not been very good. We all know this. Gambia depends mostly on the service industry. From the airline industry service, from banking, from information technology, and tourism, and other services that we depend on as an economy. We cannot afford to jeopardize that. And you know what I want to remind Gambians? It's very important that we take note of that fact. And they tend to forget that. Look at our geography. We are a country inside a country. There is no way violence can come to Gambia and continue in Gambia. That is not possible. Let nobody think about that. And nobody can remove this government thinking that you can demonstrate and remove back. You cannot do that. What you can do is to destroy the country and the economy. And you suffer, Barrow suffer, I suffer, everybody suffer. Even the innocent will suffer. Why? For a period of 24 months we go to elections, we complete all what we are doing, and get to election, and whoever wants to, whoever wins takes it. Why should you hate the man who got the mandate for 5 years constitutionally, not give him this opportunity to finish the other 2 years so that we can put in all this reform program into place, all these things into place, and then have a solid foundation for a third republic.
Honorable, I just want to inject in here. The president has a 5 years mandate.
Yes.
And I am one person who always said the president has 5 years mandate, and we should adhere to that.
Exactly.
But do you think his statement saying you cannot remove me angered people? Do you think that angered a lot of people?
See, communication is not easy, Fatou. Because when you utter a word, the understanding from different people differ. The concept interpretation differ. You understand? So when the president says he doesn't mean to offend anybody or to anger anyone, this is a gentleman who respects people's views and very democratic. Not because I work with him. And the only thing he asks you all the time, give me evidence, show me the law. What does the law say? And you know, this is somebody also, Fatou, when you talk to him to advise him that this is wrong, he accepts and he listens. So when he makes a statement like that, people who don't want him to be there would misrepresent, misinterpret, misinform, disinform people about that particular statement. And that's where really people are forgetting that the Gambia is more important than all of us.
So for a government that is looked at as the people's government, yes. Honorable Minister, but when you stood at that meeting in Brikama and said, yes, you confirm government has bought the tankers, and anybody who is saying, doing certain things you will pour hot water on them. For people like me and so many other people were really disappointed. Do you still stand by those statements? Because I think it seems like some of those statements were really a lot of people felt really frustrated and angered by those statements, and it might have also energized people to join the 3 years Jotna movement.
I would never think so, but thank you very much, Fatou. I sincerely believe what stemmed me to say those statements was not a mistake or whatsoever. But what I'm trying to tell you, what people are saying is the police bought armor tanks. There is a difference between armor tanks and water cannons. Armor tanks, as we all know, it goes with, you know, something like machine guns and so forth.
Yeah.
But whereas water cannon, it goes with something like water. It depends on what type of water what do you change the temperature or whatsoever.
Would you pour hot water on us if we have to demonstrate?
Never ever.
Great.
Actually, let me tell you, whoever knows me knows that I always stand for justice. I cannot be in the helm of affairs and seize that opportunity to disadvantage people. Absolutely. It's something that I'm not made for. I'm not made for, I'm telling you. Not because I'm sitting here. I'm a Gambian. But what I always tell people is, as a Gambian, I also have freedom of speech. I was in a political platform, and I was very hot and agitated. It's like, yeah. You see, I was so much agitated, I said, yes, these are the procedures. I really talked about the procedures. What do you need to do? And even dilated that in the midst of protests, there could be two opposite parties. You put on something, you never know the next person next to you is an opponent of yours. So there could be fracas in between. Where the police is not there, it's going to be worse. So I ended up telling people, look, if you don't follow these procedures, this is what is going to happen. But it was really all agitation and because of
guns on you.
Absolutely.
Well,
sometimes you can say open call, but people are seeing it as something very threatening and whatsoever. As a human being, we all know what this government stands for. It's a democratic government. We yearn for peace and stability in this country. So I've seen no reason why do I have to stand and give my people order, go and put hot water on people.
Ibrahim, I still want to continue on the protest issues. I know that all of you can answer this question because, for example, you know, you have been in the struggle for the past 22 years from day one, and then you and Sankare, you know, Gambia Echo has been in the forefront of all of that as well. You know that for the past 22 years, in fact, we are reliving what happened in April 10 right now. It's been an emotional week for all of us, going through what happened to the victims of April 10 and 11. And since then, no Gambian dared to protest in the past regime. And when this regime came, what we all enjoyed was that freedom of going out to express yourself. And this government, when you started, issued permits for people to protest. And anytime permits were issued, police escort the protesters, and no one was killed, nothing happened. But recently, what we observe is government not issuing permits. And whenever government did not issue permits, police were not there to escort, and what happens, it resulted into violence or something. Would it be strategic for government not to stop denial of permits? Because when you do that, people get angry and people get agitated, and of course, other people who are also pushing people to go out will have the room to do some of these things. And this has been the number, that's what has been happening recently. Why is government denying permits? I know Interior should answer that, but you should know something about this as well, because you have been an activist all of your lives, both of you.
Okay, I'll start. Thank you very much for having us. I just wanted to say something regarding Honorable Mbalo. Before all this drama unfolded, I had a very unnerving experience talking to him at Farafenye during the bridge opening. And I was talking to him like a journalist interviewing somebody. I wanted to know him more. And then I asked him about his career as a gendarmerie officer. And he told me of a very unnerving experience of a bandit he chased who was actually selling drugs. And he chased him and they got to a corner. He didn't know this guy actually had a knife in his pocket. And when the guy came to a cul-de-sac, he could no longer proceed. The guy just pulled out a knife and wanted to stab, not knowing that as a gendarmerie officer, he had a pistol. He pulled the pistol, he pointed at the guy, and the guy surrendered. He didn't shoot him. That is remarkable police work. When I was in Burkina Faso, and I had him in Brikama, you know, and I tried to compare the two, there was no parallel. So it could not just be anything but just human error, maybe. Maybe if they call a gaffe in political talk. Sometimes when the political temperature is high, you may utter statements that may not be reflective, really, of your behavior. I don't think Mbalo really can even hurt a lizard. It is not a Gambian character to be mauling people, you know, like it had happened here. You just alluded to the TRRC and the unfolding revelations. Our own, you know, kids revealing how they were literally butchered by Gambian soldiers. We don't want that. In the words of Pope Alexander V in the 18th century, he said, Rome is a free society. Evil is often spoken of me, but I let it pass. That is what has been happening here. Since Barrow came to power, there is not a single day that you don't hear somebody say something evil about somebody or against somebody. But that doesn't mean they are arrested. We see the newspapers are littered with all kind of banners. Elsewhere, that could have been a recipe for a court case. We don't even have the slightest imagination to consider those things for court cases. Well, now, demonstrations. In a democracy, demonstrations are part of the establishment. This government encourages people to protest, peaceful democratic protests. It is unfortunate that sometimes the police who are on the ground, they know the structure, they know the landscape, they know, they have their own intelligence, and they know why best they would issue a permit and then deny him a permit. In fact, the IGP told me they don't deny. They give you a chance to reconsider your application. You know, they give you a chance to appeal. You know, when you want to demonstrate on the 5th, and I say, no, it's not possible, it doesn't mean it's final. There's a possibility that if you appeal with better, you know, explanation, you could be granted a permit. You know, it is not in the interest of this government to deny anybody a permit. We treat all Gambians as equals. This is what we fought for. It would be utterly hypocritical of him, me, everybody, to be sitting here deliberately denying permits, knowing fully well that for 22 years...
This is what you fought for.
22 years, we could not even come here, let alone looking for permits. It was a sad irony that we could go to America and Senegal and get permits, and in our own country, people who were here could not get permits. You're talking about permits. They could not even have permits to hold political rallies. You remember the standoff in Fas Nyagajoy. We remember that. And it is a scar on the conscience, on the collective consciousness of Gambians, honestly. So it is not part of our program, it's not in our agenda to be denying permit or to be killing Gambians or shooting Gambians. On the day of the demonstration, Mbalo constantly was telling the security forces not to shoot anybody. He was worried, he didn't want anybody to be shot at. That's a responsible person. And since this thing unfolded, if you listen to his speech on TV, it wasn't an incendiary speech, it was a very reconciliatory speech. You know, it was very profoundly remarkable. He expressed tribute to the people. He went an extra mile. We went to the Sierra Leonean High Commission, met him, expressed condolences, and then spoke to the family, and in fact requested that the person who was allegedly tortured, should not be buried. If the family would permit him to have the body undergo a post-mortem examination.
Absolutely.
And today, the body is there, and he just told me, I think we have doctors now assembled to perform the forensic examination to determine if actually Usman Dabo was tortured or whether he died of natural causes. Justice. You know, in the words of Theodore Parker, you know, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice.
Absolutely.
And this is what informs our decision in this government.
So, you know, that brings me to my next question, Ibrahima. For a government that is just trying to reform its security service, and we know steps are on the way. In fact, today we were invited to the launching of the security service program. But again, a lot of people would say, why buy water cannons if we need that money to train our security officers? Because it seems like whenever security comes in contact with the civilians, something bad happens.
No, Fatou, it is extremely important that we have our security forces equipped with the right equipment, because what we have seen in this country all along is that anytime the security forces, especially the police, are sent out to control a riot, they normally go out with AK-47s. And you know, no security personnel will go out with an empty, barrel. So it is extremely important that the security services are reformed, but also they are given the right equipment, as we have seen in all democratic countries, to deal with any situation in a very civil manner. And that's what the Gambia government has recognized, and that's what we have seen, the Interior Ministry been doing. It is extremely important that our police, especially those that are responsible for dealing with civilian matters, are well equipped to deal with the situations as they unfold in a manner that befits civility. And I commend the Interior Ministry for this bold step to actually give the right equipment to the security forces rather than giving them, deadly weapons to go and deal with, people who are just exercising a right. But we have to remember, in the exercise of that right, you have to show responsibility. Absolutely. And this is what we as Gambians should preach to each other. As Mr. Sankara said, the spokesperson, protests are part of democracy. Democracy is a messy business. It's about noise. But in the exercise of doing that noise, you should also remember that the rights of other people also need to be protected. That you should conduct yourself within the law so that you will not do anything that will move you into a riotous situation. Because immediately when you start rioting, it is no longer a protest. And then that's where security forces will come and deal with that situation to ensure that there is peace and tranquility. And really, as far as this government is concerned, I have not seen a situation where people come out peacefully. They want to, and people can protest in different forms. You can go to a radio station and register your frustration about issues. You can go to your Facebook page. You can petition, but you can also come out with your placards to show your dissatisfaction. When that is peaceful, it enriches democracy. And this is something that we should encourage. Unfortunately, though, sometimes, we have seen certain situations where people advocate for certain things that are really in complete, contravention of what we call peaceful protest. We should all be happy that we have a democracy in our country where people can come out and show their dissatisfaction about issues. This is good. It only gives us a very good understanding of where we came from. What we should all shun is basically to see a situation where few people, because of whatever reason they might have, turn a peaceful situation into something that nobody wants to.
Is that because, for example, I'll give an example, the Brikama protest, which was supposed to be a peaceful protest. I believe, in my opinion, if the police had escorted the protesters, there might not be any violence. But when there is no police presence, or when the police deny issuing permits, and then the bad elements get into the crowd, that is why it gets messy. Would it be strategic for government also to look at some of those? No, I think Fatou, we have learned a lesson from some of those things. Okay. Because at the end of the day, you cannot also deny people from exercising their rights. But what we all need to understand in this country is, in the exercise of this very important right, let us exercise it responsibly. The Brikama issue was a good lesson that even the police command have come to realize that, as far as, democracy is concerned, it is good to have, people making noise, people have divergent opinion over issues. And then when that happens, it also helps us to understand that, yes, we need to be on our feet and ensure that we respond to the genuine concerns of the people. And then for me, where I want to come in now is we have heard the Honorable Minister of Interior recently said we should do a national dialogue.
Yes.
There should be a national dialogue to address this 3 years issue, because if not, it's not just going to be President Barrow's problem. It's going to be a national issue. When the call for national dialogue came, a lot of people encouraged that, but the problem is, why now? Why is the government thinking about it now?
Let me come in, Fatou. I think the dynamics of governments have changed considerably. Governments can no longer be business as usual anymore. Those governing also must understand that the perception of what a government is have changed, particularly with our demography today. And what really makes it more interesting for us, President Barrow is fully aware of that. You know what the bottom line is for us? Creating jobs for our youths. Some of them were paid to be part of this demonstration. Some of them don't even know why they were there.
Which demonstration?
The anti-crime one. Some of them don't even know why they were there.
That's a serious allegation.
That's what we have. Maybe it's wrong, but that's something we had in the grapevine. Some even went there, it may not be correct. Some went there, they didn't even know why they were there. Some people, you see them to a demonstration, youth, you ask them, why are you here? They don't know. They say, I don't know why I'm just called to come.
Small boys.
So the issue that we have at hand as a government is to create jobs for our youths. Let them be engaged, working 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, they will not have time to be in the street.
In 2 years, that has been...
No, I'm coming. In fact, we've created a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
A lot of jobs.
Well,
and the statistics are being compiled. Now, right now, we have the possibility of creating another 3,000 jobs.
In what sector?
In the industry, in terms of a lot of new cement factories coming up, and a lot of other projects coming, huge ones. These are already confirmed projects. I don't come here and talk things that I don't know. Another 3,000 jobs in the next 12 months would have been created in the country.
The hospitality
and then we are also working on a huge project with our partners to develop rice growing that would also take thousands of villagers to be engaged and to be in a position where they can also get something done. You understand? So my position that where we are now, I want you to understand that we need to create jobs. We need to get people jobs. That's what our youths are looking for. With all this talk you are hearing, carrying them away, is because they are not working. And that's why we are concerned as a government. We need to dialogue, discuss to people, talk to them to understand our responsibility. Number one is to give them. How many thousands came out from school this year?
And they cannot have jobs.
And last year too.
And they cannot have
you
jobs.
Want to leave them at home sitting down like that? No, we are not doing that. And that's why we are concerned and we are engaging them to make sure they understand that we care for them. Because right today, those that you govern depend on you for their way of survival, by way of getting them job. They feel you are responsible. Because the poverty gap between the have and the have not seems to be growing. And those that are deprived, those that are so-called weak in terms of resources, I don't call them poor. You understand, less privileged in terms of material resources, feels that those who are there are not giving them their share of the national cake. And that they are easily carried and moved to and swayed away to doing things that they don't even know what it cost them. Like this, we're talking about 3 years, Jotna, as you just mentioned. If they are to bring issues of 3 years, Jotna, and make some crisis in this country, 150,000 Gambians will go out of job. Not to talk about the others who are depending on tourism alone. When you already have almost a failed rainy season, who will feed you? Who will give you food in your home? Who will get a salary?
But who is engaging them too?
No, that's why the Interior Minister made a statement.
Yeah.
And the government, when he speaks on behalf of government.
Yeah.
And that's why I am very uncomfortable at the Birkama rally. When he spoke, I came after him. And I said, on behalf of the government, we'll give to anybody who applied a permit to demonstrate. Go to the tape and look at my utterances. Everybody who applied will be given a permit. You will not be denied a permit. And then, but then you must understand your permit goes with responsibility. As long as you are within the law will protect you. But if you want to break the law will be enforced. And I quoted the yellow shirts in Paris. They've been demonstrating, when they went into violence, they were met with force to stop the violence. The primary responsibility of every government is to secure human and material. You understand? Your property is your number one responsibility to protect. We cannot allow people to be given permit to demonstrate and start burning people's shops, destroying their material. And the police will stand by. Then the government will be failing their responsibility to those citizens. And again, the issue of denial of permit, I don't want to justify it, but you don't know how much information that the police have gathered at the time.
Correct.
In regards to national security, for them to warrant them to ask them to reapply or reschedule that particular event. The utterances of some of them prior to that, I didn't listen to it. But I think the police must have been convinced one way or the other. They have a reason to say, okay, let's change the date or we postpone it.
Absolutely.
You understand? And we must understand the police are also Gambians who are sacrificing their life, who are also have an interest like you and I have. So what my message is here, let's sit, let's talk, as the minister have said.
Let's sit
down and talk.
Let's sit
and listen to each other.
Let's sit, let's talk.
Let's talk.
But let's not hide behind national security always.
No way.
Honorable Minister.
No way, we cannot
For
do that.
22
no.
years,
Excuse
we
me.
have been
Excuse
hiding
me,
behind
Fatou,
national security.
Fatou, I will never see any Gambian be refused permit. Fatou, I was given a permit, my permit was revoked right at the rally. And that day, I knew that
opposition leaders.
There was a police officer who was given a gun to kill me if I have resisted that. But I got the information. They gave me a permit. I went to the rally. They came and said, you will not have the rally.
And they revoked it.
They said you will not have the rally. So just to give you, I would not like our country to go back to that. When people apply for a permit, they will be given permit.
So now,
but the problem is, let them also understand that the permit does not mean you go and destroy people's property. You go and, harm others. The permit is to you, as the information minister have said, and others, vent out your anger, show your support, what you want, express it either by banner or by writing or by statement. That will be appreciated. Democracy and demonstration, they live together. We cannot separate them. But we must also assume our responsibility as citizens that we should not violate the rights of others.
Honorable Minister, you called for a dialogue.
Yes.
You said let's have a conversation.
Indeed.
And I think so many Gambians wanted to hear that message coming from the government. Right. So many of us wanted to hear that because the noise out there is really steaming up. And people are worried. Everyone is worried about this anticipated protest in December. You called for a national dialogue. What is going to be the approach?
Well, Fatou, thank you very much. It is better late than never.
Yes.
And in fact, we are not late. The essence of dialogue, we all know. There are structures, peace structures. Whatever happened, there are peace structures, people who need to be involved. Key among them is the political party leaders. If what is said is what we all witness, that is, they, the political party leaders, the coalition per se, they are key in this thing because they have the majority of people behind them. If you listen carefully to what people are saying on social media, on all sort of media, it's all based on affiliation to political parties. So I thought it is necessary that we call them and tell them, look, go back and talk to your people. Before you be on your political platform, there must be peace. If there is no peace, you cannot be on that platform. You cannot convince anyone. So I thought those type of messages are key. If they go back and talk to their people, it's one factor that can bring a way out for us, ensuring that our countries remain peaceful and stable. And the other key factor is the stakeholders who are calling for 3-year Jotna. We cannot say they are not Gambian. They are bona fide Gambians. They are born and bred in the Gambia, and probably, if you are to say anything, those in the diaspora are Gambians, no matter what. Even if they have citizenship, whatever, well, they believe the Gambia belongs to them too.
Yes.
We are not saying no protest. We need to dialogue with them as well. Before we go to those in the diaspora, those practically on the ground, there is no doubt, per se, there is no way I will see them. I'll talk to them, inform them that the country belongs to all of us. If there is no peace in the country, their kids will not go to school. They cannot go to work, they themselves. Definitely, I believe it's a collective responsibility for all Gambians. That is why I said the structure for peace is there. The chiefs, the religious leaders, and the influential people, they are all part of the peace structure. I do believe, if we believe in what we call ourselves, that we are Gambians and we want peace for our country, combine all these people together with the same agenda, definitely I believe we will sustain our peace and stability.
The two Ibrahim's communication, of course, you guys are responsible for this, the messaging of the government. And a lot of criticism has come your way as to why this government, is always reacting to things that are happening. The 3 years Jotna is really building up momentum. What strategies are you putting together to either engage the 3 years Jotna movement, or political leaders, or even stakeholders, community leaders? What is the government planning and how to engage on these people, the ordinary Gambian, but of course, the organizers of this protest especially?
Well, I think it would be premature, really, to stand before the glare of a TV channel and disclose government strategy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But what I do know is that your question, your concerns, they resonate with us. We appreciate them, and we learn a lot from them. We will try to communicate better, since we are not communicating.
Yes, that's the complaint.
In the next, I know. That's
the complaint.
we appreciate your complaint, and we take it seriously, and we are aware, and then we are working on it, and pretty soon, I mean, I guess what is unfolding here really is the beginning of a process of communicating with the Gambian people. Because ultimately, this country belongs to the Gambian people. From the village Alcalo of Koina to Tujereng, to Katong, to Bara, to wherever, this country is ours. There is no place as dear and as sacred as the Gambia. He just said it. The diaspora, they could have citizenship elsewhere. I do. I still consider myself Gambian, born and bred. It is there is that sacred stuff that connects you with your place of birth. No matter, I think the Mandinkas have it. That whatever. So that's it. We are aware. We are conscious of the need to galvanize the Gambian people. It was the Gambian people who came behind Barrow to remove a tyrant. A tyrant who has survived 22 years of all kind of coup d'etat, and nothing worked. So we are aware of that. So talking to the people is central, is very integral in this process. From the headmaster, the village headmaster, to the local Dara, teacher, to the Alkalolu, the Sefolu, the retired school teachers, even in the university and the colleges. Maybe if need be, we can even have a symposium at the University of the Gambia. These are all things that are possible. Yes, but yes, we understand what you are saying. The Gambian people own this country. If they born this country, they bought their own country. That is something that every Gambian must be aware of.
Exactly.
If you went to Gambia Collect and you born it today, it's going to take another 5-7 years to repair the Gambia Collect.
In 81 it was born.
It
took us years before we...
I remember. Yeah, it took another, how many years?
No, many years.
Many years. The present army headquarters used to be Yundum Teachers College.
I was there when David was born. I was a student.
I know, Ahmad. By the way, Ahmad, you can tell your boss we are in a meeting. Your phone is... your little phone.
This phone always rings when he's interviewing with me.
Yeah, no, your studio is now.
I was the camera now.
But on a serious matter, really, if you born a college or you born a university or whatever, you know, you are not born in Barrow's house. You are born in your house. This university is a Gambian university. You know, if you born the post office, it's a government post office. You know, what belongs to the government is ours. It's so dear to us. So moving together, I think, to dialogue, to listen to each other, to criticize, yes, but then to also listen, to have the capacity to criticize, but also the capacity to listen to other people's views. You know, that nobody's ideas are holistically supreme. You know, everybody, no matter, you know, even the village idiot today, where we are, has a message that he can send on WhatsApp, and in the next minute, the entire universe gets it. So this is how complicated, like Amar was saying. The demographics have changed, the landscape changed significantly. The Gambia, July 22nd, 1994, when Yahya Jammeh and his boys came, is dramatically different from the Gambia of today. You know, so we are aware of that.
Well, I'm glad you guys know that. But Ibrahima, so for me and so many other people, is the president has one unique qualities that not many of us have. This is the guy who can speak to every Gambian. You know, he speaks in these dialects. At a point like this, why are you guys protecting the president so much that we don't hear from him a lot? We want to hear from our president. Is the president going to lead this dialogue? Seriously, a lot of Gambians say, Muka President Barrow Moy Juna, and my grandmother will say, when are we going to hear him lead this dialogue? I think it's important that the president leads this dialogue.
No, I think, you know, President Barrow is more interested in the peace and stability of this country, being the head of state, than any other person, because the buck starts and ends with him. And I think it is wrong to even suggest that people are shielding, you know, the president from the public. So most of the time, you see that when things happen, I mean, myself or the spokesperson or a cabinet minister comes out actually to address the issue. When the need for President Barrow to address, of course, he will be there. And it is important that, you know, in some, you know, situations, you know, he comes out, and he has been doing that.
I think, to be honest, President Barrow needs to come more often to talk to the people.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's the choice of the people.
We love to hear from him.
Excuse me, we have taken note of this.
Yes.
We recognize that. He needs, because he's the choice of the people. He's loved by the Gambian people in thousands. We know that when this guy is out, how many people go after him? They love him. He's got the support. He needs to be talking to his people. And I can assure you that this gap will be addressed as soon as possible. And he will be speaking in all languages to reach out to people. I recognize what you said. We listen to it, and we've taken note of it, and we'll work towards it. Be rest assured.
Wow, that's
very good.
In fact, just to punctuate at that point, I remember after the elections, I was still in America before I came to this country. I wrote an editorial. I think that was the only editorial I actually wrote about Barrow. And I said, President Barrow, you know, I talked about all his good qualities. I said, but as a head of state, he is taciturn. It means he's extremely quiet. And, and you know, if quietness has become an advantage for a president, I think it's fixable. I think we can remedy that.
We will work on it.
It is a natural. It is his natural disposition. Some people are just naturally talkative, and some people are naturally quiet.
But he will speak out to the people. In all languages.
So obviously, I think that is the easiest thing to solve. That the Gambian people want you to talk. So
they love him. They want to see him. They want to see him on TV. They want to love him. They want to hear him speak. We'll get that done.
And now let's talk about December. If this protest continues, what does it mean for our tourist industry?
Let me tell you, Fatou. As long as demonstration does not go with violence,
that's not a problem.
Absolutely. In Europe, where they are coming from, there are more demonstrations there than
on a daily basis.
In Senegal, there is daily, on every day, the police are on standby. You go to Place de Independence with all their gears because every day there is a demonstration. By the university, everywhere there is demonstration.
Yes.
That's why people are not even encouraging universities in cities now.
Yes.
Dakar, every day you see the police.
So
demonstration goes with democracy. These twabs are coming, or tourists, wherever, whether Nigerian, wherever they come from. They are coming from countries where there are daily demonstration. What we don't want in this demonstration is violence.
Riot.
We are not saying people should not demonstrate. They can demonstrate. They are free. This twab knows that it's democracy and demonstration together. Our problem is demonstration that goes with violence. Because we know there are rogue elements who would use demonstration to kill people and claim that government is killing them. We know all these things. They are planned.
Or to burn people.
Yes, or to burn people and say that these things we all know. These are the type of element we want to inform Gambians about to make sure that wherever they are exposed and that they are dealt with according to the law, that they don't destroy our country. Demonstration has to happen. People should be given permit, whether December, January, February, November, let them demonstrate, but within the law. We have a law that describes how you demonstrate. Let them demonstrate. Nobody should stop them demonstrating, really. But they also don't have right to create violence. They have no right to destroy public property or people's properties. They don't have that right. The law limits them to what they can do. The fundamental right they have to demonstrate, others people have fundamental right of the protection of their properties. We have to wait on both sides.
I think this is very important to
for
say
me,
here.
For me, really.
That people can demonstrate in December, but as long as there's no
Yes.
violence.
Who will stop them demonstrating?
December is not even the only
Because
choice.
they can demonstrate in November. As I said, this December
Well,
we are
it
talking
seems
about.
like-
Yes. Barrow's 3 years is in January.
Exactly.
Not December.
Not even
Yes.
yeah.
It's not even December. Barrow became president on the 18th of January. 19th of January, 2017. So for Barrow to be 3 years would be that date on the 18th.
Yes.
So for me, people talking about December, I don't understand what December means.
I think
for them.
December is a special day because the Gambians went to the polls on the
No,
1st.
that's not the date he became president.
Exactly.
That's not the day Jammeh was still president.
Yes, that's true.
By law.
The
The law is very clear. The day
Exactly.
he was sworn in. That's the day his term ends.
Exactly.
And he was sworn on the 18th, and then his term ended, and Barrow was sworn on this 19th, became president of the Republic of the Gambia. That's the day we talk about 3 years, and not December.
Exactly.
These are all, as I said, the use of people don't even understand what December means. They don't even know. Some of them are easily carried because we need to give them jobs.
The key
If
word
they
is
are busy working, they will not even have time for this telephone. Much more to be on social media. Our responsibility as a government, we must create jobs for the youth.
I think that is very
I
important.
think that's key for me. That's the bottom line. And for the president, that's the bottom line. And the government in general, all of us, we believe the solution to all this biggie bagger, all these things,
is to create jobs.
Create jobs, give them to work, to feed themselves, manage their families, go school their children, as you and I are doing with our children. They also have the same right. And they should have fair access to national cake. They should be cared for by making sure that they have access to jobs, and then they work for the movement, for the development of our country. Simple. But the bottom line, we will create the jobs. The jobs are coming and we'll create them, inshallah. And we have created a lot of jobs, but the statistics will soon be out. For the information to go to them, they will know how much jobs we have created. With all the trouble we found on ground, we have created thousands of jobs. And more jobs are coming with the project. These projects are appraised, confirmed, money available. It's just that small logistics that are holding it. But before December, you will see a lot of projects inaugurated that will create thousands of jobs for Gambian youths. That will stop them dying at sea. That will stop them being used as pawns for political reason of an individual, using them, hiding behind the facade of whatever, just to use them. When they know they wake up, they go to work, they bring money for their children, for their wife, for their parents. Nobody will use them as a pawn. I think our basic responsibility should be centered now, the creation of jobs, but we cannot close the democratic space. It must open, and Barrow is 100% committed to that democratic space. Everybody must be given the right to make sure that you have your fundamental rights are protected and preserved, whether the one who want to demonstrate or those who don't want to demonstrate. So for me, really, demonstration must happen, but the rule of law must be respected.
I think that's a clear
I
message.
think, but basically, this much is important.
So how is the president taking all of this? I know there's a lot of noise out there and people are concerned. How is the president handling all of this?
What do you mean? I mean,
the noise out there, people, every day you hear people saying,
Well,
we're
but
going to bring you down in December. How is he handling this?
No,
let me give you.
Noise is democracy is all about noise. I mean, you don't expect a sitting president to be shaken by the noise. Of course, we
but
listen.
Are you worried as a government?
No, we listen to the noise makers. We look at their demands, and then we respond to those demands. Of course, I mean, if the noise is coming with an intention to create trouble, of course, the government will be concerned because we care about the peace and stability of this country. But just because people want to vent their anger through noise, you know, that's normal. You know, you can go to social media, do Facebook Live. You can call the radio stations and talk about issues that you are not happy about. You can, you know, post things on your timeline. You can stand on a political, you know, platform and talk about issues. That's normal in a democracy. That noise also enriches the democratic, you know, culture. I mean, the democratic space. What is important is to ensure that, you know, we have a culture that also allows citizens, you know, to express themselves, so that, you know, the government does not rely on one-sided issue, as alluded to by President Honorable Ahmad Ba. It's important that, you know, we hear the other side also. But I think the noise maker also has to understand that so long that noise is coming, let us exercise it in a manner that everybody will gain something from it, rather than become afraid of the message.
So another thing that is also a little concerning is the international partners. I know that last year, the government delegation led by His Excellency himself went to Brussels and tabled the NDP. And it attracted 1.9 billion, right? And this 1.7, and this in a process in the next 5 years, Gambia should be able to get this money pledges if the peace, stability, and the democracy is. And so some of these, we know some of these international partners also, they are concerned about some of these things. If the government looking after the human rights aspect of it, human rights is key in some of these areas. So are you worried that some of this noise or some of these arrests, especially that is happening recently, we have seen rapper Killer Ace and some other protesters were arrested. Are you worried that some of these things might affect those things? Are you worried about that? Because these pledges, a lot of Gambians are looking forward to. This is going to help the development of this country, but it has to go in line with also human rights, respecting the people's rights. And
let me just come in before you bring Ibrahim. Those that are in court, you cannot be a subject of discussion here.
Yes.
Forget about it. So the person you mentioned, I don't want to go by his name. Because
no, I'm just giving examples.
I'm just giving examples. Because it's already before the courts. And we are not here to influence any magistrate.
No, I'm just giving examples.
What I'm trying to tell you is the pledges have been fully implemented. And they are on course. They are all moving based on targets. And the first evaluation of the NDP is out. I don't know whether you got a copy of the report.
No.
You were not at the seminar at Senegambia.
No.
Yes, you should have a copy of the NDP report. Let me also announce to say, tourism, the only minister that got over 100% of all its targets.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
100% all our targets. Wow. 100% all our targets. Just to say that how tourism is important to our economy. The governance program, when you go there, this will answer your question. And these are independent people who have made this evaluation. So when you access that document, there you will be able to tell how good or what we have done. I can assure you that this government is doing extremely well. Very well. Of course, not without some loopholes here and there. We are not perfect. We make mistakes. We are human beings. Who are we to be perfectionists? We are not. There are things we need to improve on. Yes, there are criticisms that we know that they are genuine criticisms. But we hear them, we listen to them, and we go and sit in a circle and try to address them.
And seriously, there are issues that government
we
people
know
are concerned. And of course, one of them recently, 2 days ago, you know, the State Department report.
But let me come, because you see, the problem you don't know, is you don't know internally when we are together how we discuss this issue. He knows. Yes, I cannot disclose how we, at our level, make sure that we discuss this to make sure that the right thing is done.
The right thing is done.
But that we cannot disclose in public. But I can know that every observation made, we take full note of it, and we take it together and discuss it to make sure that, because we know that our good governance program matters a lot towards attaining the full 100% of the pledges of NDP. We are aware of that. And also we are aware of Gambians who want that to happen. And that's why they voted for the change. The president is 100% aware of that. So we don't play with this when it comes to governance. But you will see governance and all these people, their performance, when you look at that report.
Okay, so Ibrahim, I want to come in. I still want to come in to that question. He wants me to. He wants to. You know, recently we have seen the State Department report that the Gambia is among countries that are not very transparent.
Physically, on physical matters. On physical matters, issue of money. That's what program procurement. Not
procurement.
No, I'm saying use the correct word. It's not transparent on physical matters.
Correct. It's not transparent on physical matters.
Yes, that matters dealing with money, procurement and others.
Procurement.
Yes.
That is a very important area.
We recognize that as a government, we need to improve on our procurement governance because this is a big component in any government's assessment of its compliance to financial issues. And the way procurement process also is done in this country is so bureaucratic and so cumbersome. And at the level of the cabinet, we are working on this because it also hinges on our credibility as a government. Procurement governance is an issue, and it is an inherited issue that we have recognized, and we need to work on it as quickly as possible.
Laws must be amended.
Exactly, because if not, it is not. Because look, we don't need the United States or any other government to tell us what has to be done in this country, and that is why for government, when we see people criticize us, we are happy with it. Because Fatou, we have to, understand that the vast majority of those who are today criticizing, they were behind President Barrow. They supported him, and they understand that, they need to push this government so that we don't fail. So this is recognized.
I'm glad that you know that. It's not everybody that criticizes this government.
No, please, there are many genuine critics, and then, when you read their writings, you really understand that these people are concerned. They are not only talking because they want to talk. They have genuine concern, and those concerns are being addressed. The issue of government is really very difficult to handle sometimes because you deal with different layers, and these issues need to be meticulously addressed. Lest you can make a mistake, because when you make a simple mistake somewhere, it can affect the entire value chain of the governance system. So that is why we are very much concerned about the issue of procurement governance, and then something very serious is being done about this. Even our last cabinet meeting, this was a subject of intense debate. We don't need to come out and say, but I'm telling you that there is a serious commitment about some of these things. We are happy that our donor partners, our bilateral partners, are observing some of these things, and this will enrich our processes that we are also trying to put in place.
And then before we go, of course, the argument of system change still comes to play. People believing that what used to transpire is what is still going on in the country. For example, GPA is a private, is a public enterprise. And then the Interior Minister, under his watch, the police writing a request to GPA to build a police station in Mankamangunda.
Can I ask you a question?
No, let me finish. We have gone past those days when we watched the commission of inquiry. Everyone was crying, including the president, was saying this will never happen again, where president's influences will be used to attract certain things.
But remember,
we don't have let me finish.
Let us correct this thing. It is not the president who wrote to, because you are saying president using his influence.
I did not say the president used his influence. I said people using the president's influence. Because the president is from Mankamangunda. When he was not president, no one thought of Mankamangunda. In Ministry of Interior should have a budget. We should cater for some of these things. Why is GPA building a police station funding, in fact, which was not approved by the board of directors? Was not approved by the board of directors.
Really?
Yes. We have confirmed that.
Probably, but what I do know, as part of their corporate social responsibility, not only GPA, let me just tell you something that happened some time ago. I thought government alone cannot do it.
That's true.
A couple of months ago, about 2 months ago, I called on most of the stakeholders, parastatals, state-owned enterprises. I explained to them government alone cannot do it. I told them before we all need to be proactive in ensuring peace is definitely, crimes are reduced and so forth. So by dint of that, I told them, look, we need motorcycles for our intelligence in the provinces and so forth. You understand? So some we told them, look, we need, if possible, we need vehicles for our operational activities. Do you think we are telling them, go and dip into your coffers and give us? We expect them to go into their corporate social responsibility budgets and see what they can put in our coffers. We all know the security forces were marginalized, particularly police. The old vehicles you've seen in the police were through their own contributions from peacekeeping. Right? So is it not necessary? Is that not prudent for us to call on stakeholders and tell them, look, we are in dire state, in dire need of these things?
Let me come in, Mr. Minister, I want to add something to you. Right? Who owns GPA?
The Gambian people.
Who lives in Mankamangkunda?
Gambian people. But the procedure.
I'm coming for
procedure.
Listen to me. Listen to me. If there is a procedure that they are faulting, let them talk about the faulting of the procedure. But the intention, the action, is all Gambian. It's not built in a foreign country. Let's be nationalistic, please. A citizen built a police station for a whole community and gave it as a charity. Jobate, the former justice minister, Bansan built a whole police station, donated to the police to protect his own community.
And people are doing it, in fact.
Yeah.
You understand? Government people, government money built for government citizen, for citizen of the government. If the procedure wrong, I'm against anything that is wrong. Procedure must be respected. But the action should never be criticized. If the procedure is wrong, talk about it. Tomorrow we'll correct it.
Yeah.
It's important that, as he said, give us genuine and constructive criticism. But we cannot do system change. System have changed.
No, it hasn't.
Excuse me.
So let me tell you.
Excuse me. Let me tell you why system
I
have
am
changed.
in for the president's resident because the number one person in this country is from there and he goes on vacation.
Exactly.
He should be properly
not
protected.
Only that, not for,
but let it be from the interior budget.
No.
Not
it's not budgeted.
GPA.
They don't have it. Let me help you. It is not there. They don't have it. Let me tell you one
Let's
important.
start from tourism.
Let me tell you one important thing. We did our contribution. We did. We bought 2 brand new pickups and gave it to them. We did.
Absolutely.
What I'm trying to tell you is, no country in the world will have multinational agency pay for your national security. It doesn't exist anywhere. It's only through bilateral cooperation, individual countries support you. Unless it is peacekeeping, nobody gives you money for your security. That has to be your own national responsibility. One checking anybody in the world.
That's true.
So what I'm trying to say here is, we believe that state money, state function for Gambians. If the procedure is wrong, let's criticize it and correct it tomorrow. Jamie used to call GPA. JNPC say, why my wife is traveling, I need $200,000. And they'll bring it. They saw that. It happened. In the commission, you saw it. Central Bank, hundreds of thousands being withdrawn. You saw it in the commission. I'm not narrating stories. Sorry.
It started like this, though. It started like this, though.
No, I'm just coming. Excuse me. Let me learn. You saw what happened in the commission, where a verbal note will withdraw money from. Is that happening now?
No, right now,
So should people talk about system no change?
Well,
because no, let me just, is that happening now?
That has not yet happened.
No, the answer is no.
That has not yet happened.
So please, let's be realistic and be honest to ourselves and be very sincere.
That has not yet happened.
I'm coming. That will not happen.
That's what I'm saying.
It
has not happened.
It will never happen.
I don't know what happened.
Because we have, excuse me, because we have a president who believes in the rule of law.
Absolutely.
Who respects the law and order processes. Right. This thing have happened. People are talking about the procedure and processes. Then they will go back to the law and see next time you want to proceed, follow the due process. And it will be done. So what I want us to do really, let's not see small things, try to compare I mean, what we saw in the commission, Jani commission, to say system change, people are looking for cheap popularity.
And in fact,
I mean, for what?
And in fact, in all fairness,
people
when the when the GPA story started unfolding, there was a press release.
Yeah.
I thought that maybe the press release has not resolved the issue. I invited the managing director Jobate to join us in our program yesterday with Peter Gomez, Coffee Time with Peter Gomez. You know, so there is system change, there is regime change, there is system change. Under Yaya Jammeh, no managing director would have thought about going to a private radio station to explain how those monies were transferred or the idea into the building of the police station. There is also there is a change. It's not only a change, it's drastic. In this country, here, the president just used to see you at a political rally. He doesn't like the way you look, and you go to mile 2, you are locked up. In this country, your colleagues had to flee because your freedom was seized. In this country, Deda Hydra was murdered.
Not many.
In this country, Ibrahim Mane was murdered, a journalist. In this country, Omar Barrow, a journalist, Red Cross volunteer, was murdered. In this country, people were tortured only because they were expressing their right to freedom of expression. In this country, politicians were rounded up, tortured, killed. Women were arrested and raped in this country. In this country, the president used to call the judiciary and tell judges to lock up people for up to 10 years. I have judges who told me stories, that's why they left the Gambia, because the president wanted them to lock up political opponents, real, imagined, or potential. So there is regime change, and there is certainly necessarily system change in this country. What has happened though is that change is not easy.
It's a slow
it's
process.
Gradual.
Right.
It's a slow process. Maybe the Gambian people are they are in haste. They want rapid change.
Jobs.
That I can understand. But to suggest, you know, or to even try to draw parallels between Yahya Jammeh's government and our government, I think it's very unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. So let's talk about the leaks. This is the biggest challenge right now I think this government is facing.
I agree.
We have seen...
We all agree. The leaks are bad.
Yeah.
No government, no serious government wants stuff that is supposed to be confidential. Some of the leaks, they border on national security. They are the reserve for a privileged few for those things to be leaked by people who are sworn to the Quran and the Constitution, people who know there exists a code of conduct for civil servants. I think the most sincere thing to do, if you don't like the way your government operates, and you work in that government, and you are sincerely convinced that you have superior ideas to what is happening in the system, I think is to resign. But to take matter that is highly confidential, and just to have the privilege or just to be leaking it, I think that's very serious.
Is it because some of these people are also frustrated with the way things are done?
No, they are not the same party with us.
It's not.
They have a political agenda. They belong to other parties.
Yes,
and want to embarrass the government. That's all.
And also, you know, because most of this is sabotage, and you know, in every country, leaking sensitive information, especially information that is supposed to, you know, border on national security. That is a very serious crime.
Yeah.
You remember the case of Edward Snowden?
Yeah.
I mean, the one who was leaking sensitive information, U.S. sensitive information to WikiLeaks. He had to, you know, flee the country because he knew the consequences.
Yeah.
So, and as a government, we are taking this matter very seriously. We will not allow people to be in the system at the same time sabotaging that system. This is a very serious matter, Fatu. Some of the documents are contractual issues that you see leaked. Some of them are very serious national security issues. Look, I mean, it is total dishonesty that you can be entrusted with a sensitive government, you know, document that you know is classified. You go there, take a mobile phone or any other device, and then, you know, you put that one on social media. That is a very serious thing.
In fact, there was a letter sent to him.
Yes.
Before he got the letter, he was on his way to the airport.
It was on social media.
It was on social media.
Yeah.
These are very serious issues. And the moment these type of things happen, you know, you find it very difficult to properly engage the other parties, because the issue of trust and confidentiality is already broken. So we are taking this matter very seriously. I am not going to say what we are going to do or what we are doing about it, but hopefully, inshallah, very soon, a solution, in fact, is already at hand, and we are going to deal with this matter very seriously.
You wanted to comment?
No, that's okay.
Well, gentlemen, that's a nice conversation. I wanted to talk about the Salaji issue, but I have the environment minister next week, so I will spare you for that because I don't want to spoil the conversation. But before we go, what's your final message to Gambians, though, especially about this 3 years?
I'll say that one in Mandinka. Comme Fatou e minni nika angale kangola. Ko mol min ya lon ko ibe iko baroye ji sanje saba. Ya lo wala kafa. Ko Honorable Ahmad Baya Fonyaming, Honorable Mbalo, government spokesperson Ibrahim Sankare, nyim banko ka luale bijaminko, nim banku dingol man kontani. Iselo kontano itandi nole fanna jamala. Istano yela safaro ke. Yeta radio to diamu, yeta political rally to diamu je, wala isi moli se fintinang ali ake tenkungo kono anim famma jio kala kontani bali ay tandi wala kaji be al mimman diale aliyafo luwa koto famma je kono hormo kono anin bunya kono nyimman sakunda te karla moni wotema ni lafta yake sama yake December bar luwa le be banko kam min fana ko ni fintita luwa e min foy jenketa woy foy mola fengo sunya wala manya ke mi ya lonko ye mola dula jani ye dula ke berota ye mola dulal bungu ye la dulal tinya wala muro bintindi ye moso wala police le tamo min dile ko kal nyanta fintla ñu wati kar le kata ñu wati kar ani ñi sila kar ne o bonda no to luwa le fana bi jammi ya lonko o luwa nyanta tamale kan man sakunda te kerin dunia kono min safa koy tebelorin démocratie la kay balam demonstration la demonstration o woni démocratie la kata ba ni ba kala fana akeni silola banko la Cairo ntol bele den tawala hani tamin fama be demonstration la police ol min ya lonko wolle be nyim banko kan wol nyanta finte la kete kanta pour ça jeni mo ko tongol man kontani to fanga la ko la isna na yaaje ko ni ko be ku kala police ol se karina tema wota ku mata la folo ni be ku kala hanna tara imam ibe la kontano le tandi kay yake ni silola yake ni luwala wotante be min fala gambian ko le wala nyinti ko ñim man jara ki jafarala yalon ko na fota ite yey react ñaming wala ka ku fana jawyande moli la kumo fo iko ebe demonstration wom luwalati de bar ni boto wo demonstration koto wom riot leti andu riot du luwa min fo woto wo fana be larin woto mbesa kata ngalong minom demonstration oti anin demonstration e karala min fana mo woti banko kanja nga kata be nga Cairo tamande itata dunia dawda ta Senegal do biye sate kilo ko ne se demonstration tantaraje ikakin silo le kan yakin luwala amma mola kutinya e wato min dira ni parete sey iti saje mimbe kono ya fintindi man sakunda e lamo yala e action ota pour saje ko te ita man kontane minna wo so o kuest ke oto so e faje ndesa min fono mole wolom nyinti dro amanjar kirbir lala amanjar silandir kula ni be diamula fana ko man kontan man sakunda la kula nyaale fana bala ibe katalo radio to be mol nenna ibe mol alfal nenna iba fala ko ngabla kar lonne ngalonne be damin mbitala nganda jemala yalla wo mul wati nyaalati wo damma fango yo fa damin fango ye luwale tinya parce que be mol le suksikundi kam pour eta luwatinya andu luwatinya ko du wom ku balati luwanyato surtout momin kam mol suksuka kan bar ko kuna nga findi nga demonstrate ko luwa ya fa nyami ni findi da fam police wala binal ne findi ye ma ko yesilo dila wo mul halati nyimma sakunda bi wala londikan president Adama Barrow be wala londikan bar ni be demonstration wala fana iko kam fatale tate riot ke luwala be tamale ka wala de fat
Sankare comme janni ministre ñolbina interior ngamra be labanna tella ni honorable eti amira lafta mo defola badingol mejibero sakotuma mol mi an jama baki jo farata ko nyinkumo mimbe fo kan ase batandiro keno sakonna do kol karola mimbe ko tourism maning sector do
abarka Fatou bawo Ibrahima mané ko la ngamre so nga jam
so kan ha to na
comme ni ko waxe ni ko honorable ministre waxe dëkk bi Gambia moo gën a rëy Adama Barrow ak nguuram gi yëpp waaye ba mu tey si misaal boobu tamit Gambia moo uppa benn doomi Gambia boo xam ne yaa ngi si dëkk bi soo mu ngi mel ni nguur gi dina mus a jeex amul lu dul jeex si àddina waaye Gambia mooy des géej gi Gambia la nekkul géej gi Adama Barrow hôtel yi Gambian yi Adama Barrow moomu ko école yi fi nekka Adama Barrow moomu ko lopitaan yi du lopitaan yi Adama Barrow suuf bii Adama Barrow moomu ko ay kër rek la am yoo xam ne moo ko moomal boppam su ko defee pour nga dem won sa naxar ne kontaanuloo ni Barrow di doxalee loolu lu waa jox na la doole boobu waaye ngay jël microphone di jël WhatsApp nga nekk feneen yaa ngi am liggéey am jabar sa doom yi ñu ngi université ñàkkuñ dara nga kontaan di bégal ay doomi Gambia di leen xelal pour bés sangam ñu dem ñu lakka anti crime unit ma jox la benn misaal anti crime unit nañu bari xamuñ ko daanaka ñaari fan yu nekk foofu laa dee nekk ba wan si suba man balaa lii di xew sax fa laa lay dem toog may naan ataaya suñ fay toccoo nit dinaa ko xam parce que foofu laa dee toog Yankuba Touré guddi bu mu fa fanaanee 11:30 laa dem ñu ko ma ñëw ma ne ko dama la seet si ma ne ko mbaa gaañu wuloo mu ne ma déedéet ma ne ko dóoruñ la mu ne ma déedéet ma ne ko toccowuñ la mu ne ma ne feebaruloo mu ne ma ne ko Gambia du ñooy toccoo nit toccoo jeex na fi mu ne ma ma ne ko loolu seen nguur la ñun du ñoo toccoo soo ko laajee fi mu nekk mayel tuuti na leen Sankara ñëw na fa parce que ñun anam boobu lañ gis ne moom moo yóbbu dëkk si kanam am nga raayit ñàkk maa bugga man am naa raayit ñàkk bugga boobu nga sol waaye yow tam am nga raayit ñàkk maa bugga waaye ba mu tey ñu yëpp doomi réew lañ waaye dama war a jël almen man lakka sa mbuba bi parce que bugguma ko oo yow tamit noonu loolu mooy indi xeex dëkk bii lay bii ren si fi nekka soo toogee ñoom nga waxtaan ak ñoom liñ laa wax moo nekka ne try leen bu leen am fitna baaxut waa séréer yoon ñu nekk fii soo waxtaanee ñoom dañ laa wax ne try leen ngeen bàyyi fitna baaxut parce que gis nañ fitna liñ def nga toog ñu ñëw sa kër ñu rendi sa papa sa yaay ñu jël ko dog loxoom bi sa sista mu ngi biir ñu xar biiram bi ñu romba dem loolu moo xew Sierra Leone ak Liberia musiba boobu noonu ñun bëgguñ ko fi mun ngeen a dem ngeen démontrer loolu lu waa jox na leen doole bi waaye di ebal ay nit pour ñu lakk ay këri jàmbur ñu lakk ay school ñu dem Sénégal ya lakk bitig yi su ko defee touristes yi duñ ñëw touristes yi ñaata doomi Gambien ñoo fay liggéey si tourisme bi honorable ministre dégg nga lim la wax hôtel yi nekk fii nii yow mii bi nga jógee bitim réew nga ñëw ñaata nit ngay ñoo lay liggéeyal su gaa yi ñëwee fii soriwul tourisme area bi démonstration bi keroog maa ngi fi woon maa ngi woon si building bi fii nii naka petroleum building su gaa yi ñëwoon ñu lakka fii xale jigéen yëpp ñu amati liggéey soo affaire yi lakka sax di xelaat sax pour lakka sax xelaat bu bon la dañ ko war a tegee boor ñun ñu seet naka la ñoo def ñu ñi neen li gënoon a li nekkoon fi moo gënoon a naxari moo gënoon a métti doo ko mun a compare sax waaye Gambien si toog ñu waxtaan ñu seen xelaat si yar ak teggin ñoom Halifa Sallah Amat Bah Henry Gomez Adama Barrow Ousainou Darboe OJ Sidia Jatta all of them put together ñu ñëw ñu toog ñu ne you know what fetel du mun a faj lii almet du ko mun a taal du ko mun a faj nañ leen nekk benn ñu seet ni ñoo génne musiba bi te génn na soo man loolu laa pour wax.
Honorable Minister yow nag yaa amee lépp ko bébé telebul interior bi nani nyata wolom na ku yata itolom the security services, especially when we talk about protests, it'll like needs not to be security forces la for. Honestly, I always say we should be thankful to the security forces for creating the environment, because they are paid to protect us, but they could also go to sleep and not protect us. We would not even know sometimes. But they're doing a great job, but sometimes there are concerns as well. But in December, Sita, Gambe ding will finish protest la. Kori police will be protect la, silo la, kajiko violence man sota Bangkoka. Ise mo assurance di mo la min be jibera.
Be rest assured, Gambia have changed. This is what we all yearn for. What I can tell you is, any attempt to change a government without election is unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it will derail sustainable development. There cannot be any meaningful development. You understand?
Yeah.
But my own take is to tell the youth to abstain from what people will tell them. Let them look at the country as their country. If it's spoiled today, it's spoiling their future. So let them abstain. Let them hear, but let them abstain from what people are inciting them to do. Violence is not a solution. Peaceful demonstration is really a constitutional right for every citizen of this country. But remember too, the security is there to enforce the law and is their mandate as well. So the combination of these two factors or three factors that will give us sustainable peace, that is what democracy calls for. So my word is always dear to youths, because the youths are the cream of the society. 60% of the Gambian population, we said they are youth. Right? If these people, all of them listen to incite violence, get up and do whatever you want without the enforcement of law and order, my friend, where are we heading to? There will be no the country will not be governable. Even if somebody comes, if they tell Adam Barrow, go, somebody comes, the same trend will continue. So let's avoid that. Let's talk to our citizens and to the youths particularly. I am telling them to abstain from these things. The country belongs to them.
And the new dialogue have started?
Well, there is no dialogue. We are on the process.
Okay.
Really. So thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And my friend, what's your final message?
Mi hala seeda tan ɗo am haal angale seeɗa mi yimɓe paama ko kalatnomi ko ɗo min minen mbino duuɓi tati nde min mbi duuɓi tati min cikki nder duuɓi tati ko foti ko ligge fof liggete min keɓa laamu wawmu ɗo won ta laamu bonndu wonta ɗo won min keɓa electoral system moƴƴo police moƴƴo judiciary moƴƴo kala ko ganduɗama na foti wone leydi min tawata waɗama min komisi min tawi ha hande constitutional review commission o parani constitution keso patte ɗo fuɗɗo laamurede leydi ndi on suwaba TRRC yo neɗɗo anda ko waɗano ko waɗanoka mbaɗanoɗo hemo waɗanoka ɗum suwaba security reform programme pour min ganda no security force goto fof o wawi jogoro leydi janggo ɗum suwa par min tawi ko gollete ko ɗo wawa par nder duuɓi tati te ko Adama Barrow yimɓe jiiɗi cuɓimo homo mbatta ɗon goɗɗo mo wona Adama Barrow duuɓi ɗiɗi keddi ɗiɗi pour golle ɗe golle leydi ha no foti yarude neɗɗo noon ɗamo wawi añde kono mbo Allah yiɗi o jonni si a wi o añmo a tampinata hoore ma tan Adama Barrow ko neɗɗo mbaɗɗo respect loi mbaɗɗo respect ɓiɓɓe Gambia neɗɗo mo ganduɗama mo dañi yurminte mo yiɗi leydi te mo andi mo yiɗi Gambia yaha yeeso place o wona kanko ɗaɓɓimo minen ɗaɓɓoyimo gittimo ngari lamminimo Gambia naɓe jonni mo laamu joni noon an a yiɗi laamu mbiya yo yaltu joɗɗa ala ko Allah jonnata ɗo neɗɗo de te mbo Allah jonni oɗon ko Adama Barrow hande noon an a meeɗa tawe coalition woɓɓe tawanoka coalition gonno koye parti ji koye mumen ɓe tawano ha hande ɓe mbiya 3 years jon ɓe meeɗa tawe coalition they were not part of the coalition ɓe kala 3 years jon wen kamɓe ɓe gandi luwaga ko 5 years 5 years constitution woni toon so o ko jiiɗa ko yimɓe jogui gañantegu mumen ɓe guetono ɓe gaddiri jiiɓuro e leydi he pour ɓe jakkandi ndi leydi noon ko Allah yiɗini ndeya jami yiɗi ɗo yakko wi yaltata goni ko haare o ɗaɓɓini Allah itti morte haɓaka te Adama Barrow ne jotto ha duuɓi ma ko joyi huuɓa te haare watta e leydi e jaam wonta ɗo e leydi par ce que leydi ndi ko yimɓe moƴƴuɓe goni ɗo jiɗɓe Allah kulɓe Allah te ɓe ñagano leydi ndi ñande fof ɓe ñaago te ko ɓe ñaagoto ko ma Allah jaɓan aduna fof no ñaaga ɗumen ko yo en gandu ala ko dañɗen sina Gambia enen en ngala kamɓe en ngala isas en ngala diamond ko dañɗen service industry agriculture on gandi hikka ndungu moƴƴani taw ko jiiɗen ɗo ko tourisme banking information other services airline services insurance service ko service industry jogi tourism on service industry non kala do woni ko peace and stability way waddum mars si ala di marsata parce que yimbe ngadata kalisaji mabbe leydi tay jam ala to ko do yata e leydi tay jam ala to ben si gari do an keba mi heba o heba goddo heba leydi waya yeso laamu heba yoba liggotobe laamu si a wi o bonnu on jango a ñamta kono a wawa hat sankare ñamde a wawa hat goddo ñam kono an a hepta ko ñamda parce que ñamduɗa ko a bonni ɗum min gandi noon ko jiiɗi ko yo en kalotin gogal min mbawi démonstration ko loi yoɓe mbat kono yoɓe mbat respect comme ko ministre ɓe kaali ɓeɗo yoɓe mbat respect loi leydi ndi président Barrow responsibility mako woni gardugo wonki neɗɗo e jawdi mum woni number 1 makko bi taw ko leydi ndi ndi deeƴi jamme moye leydi hen te ɗum wona goto wawi ɗum foof wawi en fof denti tan surtout onon noon gonɓe e media hen mbiɗon nana ko wonɓe kalta yoɓe gandu there is a law in this country if you want to incite treasonable matters you can be charged for treason yoɓe mbat careful of their utterances we are watching and recording everything but minen min gona laamu kippotoɓe yimɓe kono yoɓe gaccit koɓe kalta ko hakkillaji mum luwa woni e leydi he it's not a lawless state there is a law in place that law will be applied when necessary and people must guard their utterances. It's very important. And in a democracy, the fundamental responsibility of every citizen is to respect the rule of law. That's number one responsibility in democracy. You cannot be super above the law and be saying things that are inciting violence in the country and you think you will go scot-free. No, it will not. People should be mindful that we preserve this peace. And then we speak to dialogue, there must be dialogue. We dialogue to be where we are, we will dialogue again to move forward. No doubt, and the president is open to that. But he is very strong and committed to his responsibility unshakable. And he will do his job in accordance with the constitution and other laws of the Gambia as he has sworn in. And he will never waver from that. He will always do his job. This is very clear. His quietness cannot be interpreted to be weakness. He is making strong observation of the situation. At the right time, as I told you, the president will speak and reach out to the Gambian people in the best of interest for this country. So my advice is, let's keep the peace and work together. We accept genuine criticisms and we always listen and work towards solving them.
Thank you very much, and make sure this is not the last time you come here. And I want to thank the Honorable Minister for facilitating this. This is a great honor.
Really.
Definitely, it's a great honor having 3 state ministers and government spokesperson under one platform, and I think this is the first time actually. I think I'm the first person to have it, and I want to thank you, Ibrahima.
And I was going to say that even when you have people that you know are critical, I mean, you can invite us and dispose. We'll come. You know, there is no harm.
I mean, this government has been known for always reaching out to the media, but recently that has changed. So I think it will be interesting to see you guys.
We've been too busy.
You've been too busy, but now don't be busy for us.
Go honest, the projects we want to kick off.
But
don't be busy for us.
As journalists too,
we
have a responsibility. A journalist can be political, but you cannot be overtly partisan to the extent that even your editorials, even your stories, are informed by your own political inclination. That is very unprofessional, and that also happens sometimes. I'm not saying you, but I mean I read across the spectrum, so now everybody is a journalist. Everybody can go to Facebook and have a page. Everybody can go to WhatsApp. So there are so many journalists. I've given you an example of what they call the quote unquote the village idiot, who can even now write something and the whole world reads it. But even in our journalism, we must be very patriotic to remember that this country is so dear to us that what we write could cause violence. It could cause peace, but equally could cause violence. So.
And thank you very much, gentlemen, Honorable Minister Mbalo, Honorable Ahmad Ba, Honorable Ibrahima Silla, and Honorable Ibrahima Sankare. Thank you very much for coming, and good night to you all. And see you next week. Good night to you all.